rock with a rhythm. We could rock, rock, rock.
Rock with a rhythm. And hello, everyone, and welcome to the last recap of the season. It's been an amazing season. It's been an amazing way to play this game. I love Blood Bowl and I love this community. So I'm pleased to be here again in this new year, the 2021. Welcome everyone to the new year. How has it treated you so far? So, we are going to analyze what happened in the last, let's say, week of the season, even if we know that it has been way more than just 7 days. All the festivities in the middle, time to spend with the family, friends, and so on, but being careful about the actual situation out there. So, kind of hard to deal with that in these days, but still, I hope you had the time just to play your single match of the week and then go back to your family and friends, which is what we care for the most now. Sorry for the robotic voice. I'm trying to set everything up while talking. It's been 2 weeks even for me, so I have absolutely no memory of this place. And it's gonna take a while. I just need to close this and then keep this down. Almost there. Alright, so we should be good to go. The game should appear very soon on the screen, but it's not appearing. There it is. Alright, so let's go and let's start with the first match of the week, which is the usual admin, as we have come to know in the last few weeks. So it was the Sigmar Blood Knights RBBL against the God2 Eagles. The God2 Eagles got the admin win, and we can see the MVP went to Meki Ngombo, an Underworld Goblin, which got a level up, which we're going to analyze live right now. And then we've got an MVP on Mark Overmars, the Skaven Blitzer. So let's go and see on the team table the God2 Eagles. So was it this guy? I think it was making Gombo getting Wrestle for his level up. I'm not sure though. But let me just check again before. Oh, of course, yeah. As you can see, I absolutely forgot how to do this stuff. So it was the God to Eagles and level up was on making Gombo. All right. So it's an 18 SPPs, but I haven't seen the level up here. Let me just check real quick. Let's see here. So it should be on this player here, unless there are more making combos. No, there are not. So I guess it's this player, and we still need to see the level up here. So it's this guy. All right, let's go and check everything else. So let's start with the first played match of the week. It's the Red Bull Chorfing against the Big Wolf Rescue. So we can see Wanchi's team getting the win he needed. He absolutely needed for trying to ensure his first position, his position in the lead for the playoffs. So this was a win that he needed, not necessarily, but to make sure he could at least have the chance, the ticket. So we got a 2-0 victory for the Red Bull Chorfing. We can see Red Bull Chorfing with 2 touchdowns, 21 armor bricks and 2 expulsions, while the Big Wolf Rescue REBBL Llama with 11 armor bricks and 1 expulsion. We can see the MVPs went to Utkal Red Bull for the Red Bull Chorfing, and then we've got an MVP on Heck, the star player from the Big Wolf Rescue. So unlucky MVP here. Let's move to the statistics of the match. We can see the Red Bull Chorfing with an 81% of ball possession, while the Big Wolf Rescue only had a 6% of ball possession. We can see the Red Bull Chorfing having 62% of that ball possession on the opponent's half. So we can see Red Bull Chorfing playing extremely aggressively, but also being able to hold the ball throughout the whole match. We can see the Red Bull Churfing and Big Wolf Rescue throwing almost the same amount of blocks, with 31 blocks from One Cheese against the 30 blocks from REBBL Llama. We can see from One Cheese team, we've got 7 KOs inflicted and 2 injuries inflicted, while we can see from the Big Wolf Rescue 1 KO inflicted and 2 injuries inflicted. So even if they had the same amount of blocks, basically, we can see the Red Bull Churfing blocks were way more powerful in disrupting the opponent's line. We can also see the Red Bull Churfing running 78 yards against just the 26 yards of the Big Wolf Rescue. Is there anything else to mention? We can see 2 self-inflicted KOs on Big Wolf Rescue side, while we've got 1 self-inflicted casualty from the Red Bull Chorfing. For the SPPs, we've got 5 SPPs on Utkal Red Bull, 2 SPPs on Bartan Burnsoul, 6 SPPs on Bartak Lizblitz, and 2 SPPs on Talund Bloodaxe for the Red Bull Chorfing. For the Big Wolf Rescue, we've got the 5 SPPs on Ek for the MVP, and we've got 2 SPPs for Howard the Furry and 2 SPPs on Kelsey the Troublemaker. For the dice rolls, so for Red Bull Chorfing D6s, we've got 10 1s and 26s, and average stuff in the middle. I would say average to low amount of dice being thrown, talking about D6s, so not too many. We can also see that the double of those ones were actually 6s, so the Red Bull Chorfing had some good dices here, D6 speaking. So let's see, there was a fireball in the match, then we can see 12 failure on armor rolls with 15 successful armor rolls. This is quite impressive from considering the Red Bull Chorfing didn't sustain too many KOs and injuries as we've seen before. I would say that he surely had some luck on those dices specifically. So, however, there are a lot of armor rolls, which is strange at the same time because, you know, it's Chaos Dwarfs, so most of them have 9 of armor, and you can only see, like, the wolves being able to claw through that. Then we can see, let's see here, out of 12 failure on armor rolls, we've got just 3 injuries, as I was saying before, which end up in just 1 casualty, and if I'm correct, that 1 casualty is actually self-inflicted. We can see 1 failed K roll and 1 successful K roll. We can see 1 failed GFI with 11 successful GFIs, and we've got 1 failed dodge with 3 successful dodges and 1 successful pickup. Now let's move to the Big Wolf Rescue D6s. We've got 33 6s and 22 1s, so, and the average stuff in the middle. So we can see Big Wolf Rescue throwing more dices than Red Bull Chorfing. However, on percentage, they are quite the same results. Maybe just slightly in less favor for the Big Wolf Rescue, but still high dices. However, we also have to consider that these 6s and these 5s quite ended up in the casualty, in the KO rolls. So let's see here. We've got 1 successful loner roll, I guess Ak failing the chainsaw roll, and we can see 8 failed dodges with 9 successful dodges. So unless he dodged with zombies or in tackle zones, this is quite unfortunate, really. Then we can see 19 failed armor rolls with 15 successful armor rolls. As I was saying before, we've seen the Red Bull Chorfing dealing way more damage on the blocking side of the game, even with the same amount of blocks. Then we can see out of those 19 failed armor rolls, 11 of those ended up in injuries, which ended up in no casualties. We've got 5 failures on K rolls with 6 successful K rolls, and then we can see here 1 successful region roll, 1 successful pickup with 2 failed pickup, and 1 successful pass. And I'm missing something. Yeah, here we've got 19 successful going for it, so 19 successful GFIs with just 2 unsuccessful GFIs. So those GFIs were good. GFI game from the Big Wolf Rescue team. So this was the dance analysis. What we haven't talked about before the Big Wolf Rescue situation. So for those who have followed the streams and in general the leaderboard of our division knows that the Big Wolf Rescue were one of those capable of reaching the Challenger Cup tickets. The Big Wolf Rescue actually kept their third position on the leaderboard for quite a long time until someone else came and challenged that. So we're going to see later if they managed to keep the position they were holding. Of course, those who have already seen all of this knows already the results. I mean, it's been 2 weeks, so it's quite understandable. Let's go and see the team development of the two teams we're analyzing. So, should opening up, I don't know what we're going to see here because I've just updated Windows. So let me just check real quick what you're seeing. All right. So as you can see, we've got an increasing fan factor from the Red Bull Chorfing going up to 11. And then we can see no level ups. And we've got, I would guess this was the self-inflicted casualty, most probably. Which is indeed exchangeable, being an MNG, so nothing too scary. Actually, this MNG doesn't really count, considering that if one Cheese team managed to get the playoff ticket, this MNG is cleared for the start of the playoffs. Is there any player close to level up? Let's check real quick. We can see both Wartan and Kodrak being one MVP away, the two guard Chaos Dwarfs, and nothing else really, nothing of importance. Alright, let's go to analyze the Big Wolf Rescue team development. So we've got a loss in fan factor going back to 8 and no level ups. So let's see if we got any close to level up player. We've got our the Furry just 2 SPPs away from another level up. So he's a Strength plus, AG plus, Mighty Blow Werewolf. Great piece, however, he also got a movement injury. So it's quite an expensive piece to keep on the field. Still good to have, but unless you use it as a killer, you really don't use him too much now. Trying to keep him in cover. That's what you care most, especially with that frenzy being in play. Do we have any other close level ups of relevance? So we can see Until the Doctor, the Flesh Golem, being one MVP away, and Joe the Exotic, the other Flesh Golem with guard and block, being, let's say, one touchdown and one pass away from level up. Still, we should consider it more for the MVP. Alright, and this was the Big Wolf Rescue from REBBL Llama. And let's go and check the predictions. So I have to fetch the file, because as you can imagine by now, if you have been here since the beginning, I really am messing up some things. It's been quite a long time, and I really don't remember how to use OBS. Like for example, I cannot start the prediction board. There it is. Alright, click the right thing. Nothing exploded yet. So, let's see here. The winner of this match prediction are, let's see here, Herringzord, Draconius, me, Korbor, and Wanchi. I'm gonna assign your point right now. So, as usual, it's gonna take some time, but we got used to it. So it's 1 point to Herringzord, going up to 36. Then we've got Draconius going up to 36. Then there's me going to 42. Then there's Korbor going up to 47. 47, sorry. And we've got Wanchi with his well-deserved point. Alright. Still early to call a victory for the prediction board. So let's go to the next match. Let's see here. We've got the Heroes of Time Forgotten against the Redman Forever. Did I close the... Alright, yeah, I did. Okay, so, as I was saying, Heroes of Time Forgotten against the Redman Forever. It's a 1-1 tie between the two teams. So we can see 1 touchdown, 23 armor breaks, and 3 expulsions from the Heroes of Time Forgotten against 1 touchdown, 2 deaths, and 2 armor breaks from the Radman Forever. We can see the MVP for the Heroes of Time Forgotten went to Cronar the Tyrant, the mummy, with a lot of skills. I don't actually know what mummies have as basic skills. I don't play undead, so I would guess block is one of those level ups, and it's quite good on a strength 5 piece with no loner. Then we've got on Rodman Forever side the MVP on Snabk, which is the Gather Runner with AG plus, so it's the AG5 Gather Runner. I'm sorry, getting a bit stuck here. Alright, so for the statistics, we've got for Heroes of Time Forgotten a 25% of ball possession against the Redmond Forever 50% of ball possession. We can see the Heroes of Time Forgotten with the same amount of occupation of half both for its own and the opponents with a 12 of percentage, while we can see the Redmond Forever being way more aggressive with a 37% of occupation of opponents' half. Then we've got from Heroes of Time Forgotten 34 blocks against the just 7 blocks from the Redman Forever. We can see from Heroes of Time Forgotten 5 KOs inflicted, 7 injuries inflicted, and 2 kills inflicted, so a lot of damage against the nothingness of the Redman Forever's 7 blocks. We can also see the Redman Forever running 88 yards against the 50 yards from the Heroes of Time Forgotten. Let's see here. We can see the Heroes of Time Forgotten actually suffered some damage during the match, however it's all self-sustained. So it's 1 KO self-sustained and 1 casualty self-sustained. While we can see, let's see here, 3 self-sustained casualty from the Rats and 1 self-inflicted KO. So a lot of damage suffered from the Ratman Forever during this match. Let's go for the SPPs. We've got 5 SPPs on Cronar the Tyrant, 10 SPPs on Oswald the Villain, 2 SPPs on Elmot the Unmatched, 2 SPPs on Nazalmun the Great, and 3 SPPs on Spike Collector. For Redman Forever, we've got 5 SPPs on Snapk and 3 SPPs on Sark. Let's go to the dice rolls. So for Heroes of Time Forgotten D6s, we've got 5 1s and 6 6s. We can see no failed GFI with 10 successful GFIs. We can see no failure on armor rolls with 3 successful armor rolls. We can see 5 failed pickups with 4 successful pickups. We got 2 failed injury rolls, as we've seen before from the armor rolls. So the 2 failures ended up in 2 injuries, which ended up in 1 casualty, the self-inflicted casualty. We can see 2 failures on K-rolls with 1 successful K-rolls. We can see a lightning bolt being thrown during the match, and we've got 1 failed pass and 1 failed catch. So while Heroes of Time Forgotten didn't really throw those many D6s, they were actually kinda bad. Then, however, we can see here there are very few D6s from this team, and still they were quite terrible. Let's move to the Redman Forever D6s. The situation is quite the opposite, with 22 ones against 46s. We can see 11 failure on dodges with 49 successful dodges. That's a lot. That's a very huge amount of dodges. We can see 1 failed pickup with 4 successful pickups. We've got 1 failed GFI with 5 successful GFIs. Then we've got 24 failed armor rolls with 17 successful armor rolls. Out of those 24 failed armor rolls, we've got 15 failed injury rolls, which ended up in 7 casualties. I think this is the highest number I've seen in the whole season. We can see 5 successful Dauntless roll from the Radman Forever. Then we've got 1 failed K-roll with 4 successful K-rolls. We've got 2 failed catches with 1 successful catch. And we've got 1 failed stab roll and 1 successful stab roll. So those D6s for the Radman Forever were good in some ways and absolutely awful in some others, especially when talking casualties. So a lot of those 46s and 39 5s actually ended up in his own armor injury rolls. Let's go to the blocking dices, which I probably forgot to analyze in the last match. Oh well, I'm going to go back just to check that. We've got from the Heroes of the Forgotten blocking dices 16 skulls against 20 pows and the usual stuff in the middle. Let's see here, we've got some 1 in 9s being accepted. I call them 1 in 9s, but they were actually 3 dices, so Croner the Tyrant, if I'm correct, it's the mummy with block, so it's not really an issue. We can see a lot of pows. We can see, I would say, an aggressive reroll from Oswald the Villain. Then we've got another reroll here, 1 in 9 being rerolled into a POW. So not too much, not too difficult, these rolls from the Heroes of Time Forgotten. Then let's move to the Redman Forever blocking dices. I think this is the lowest number of blocking dices being thrown in this whole season, with 3 skulls and 2 pows. We can see 5 pushes and 2 defender stumbles. We can see that none of these dices were rerolled, and none of them were skulls or both downs. 3 pushes, 2 pows, and 1 defender stumble being accepted. So this was the dice analysis. Let's go and check the team development of the two teams. After the team development and the prediction board, we're going back to One Cheese versus REBBL Llama match and check their blocking dices. So let's see here. For the Heroes of Time Forgotten, we can see loss in fan factor going back to 9. And then we've got some very nice level ups on Oswald the Villain, finally, I would say, getting Juggernaut. And then we've got another level up on Elmut the Unmatched getting Takehold. We can also see Spine Collector, the Strength Plus ghoul, getting AG Plus. So now it's a Strength Plus AG Plus ghoul. It's quite the beast. It's basically a vampire with less armor. Almost. Alright, and also we've got Lashri the Lethal being zombified. If I'm correct, this is one of the kill from the red team. So very nice level ups. However, we also have to analyze the movement bust of Cranium Robber, the black pickup sidestep ghoul getting an injury here. A very bad injury. I don't know if I would fire him, considering he's a ghoul, considering he already has a Shorens ghoul ball carrier. In my opinion, I would fire him and replace him with another ghoul, or even not really. I mean, you already have 3 ghouls, so there are too many in my opinions, but that's just because I hate ghouls. Alright, let's move to the Redman Forever team development. So we can see a loss in fan factor going back to 8. Then we can see last week's level up from, if I'm correct, the admin win. Or maybe not, I don't remember. However, those level ups from last week, so level ups which were in place for this match, were Guard on Kriuk, the Storm Vermin, and Frenzy on Tritz, the block take all now Frenzy lineman. We can also see that in this match we got 3 injuries. They are all 3 MNGs, and those are on Kriuk, Snabk, and Skalpintrogno, the rookie gutter runner. Then we've got 3 new hired line rats: Liklk, Lame the Quick, and Lizet. It's 3 new rats which are going to play in the next season, if the Dusk Bunny decides to keep the team. Do we have any interesting almost close level ups? Not really. Alright. This was the team development of the two teams, and let's go and check the prediction board. Let's see here. So the winner of this prediction are Aringzord and Korbor. Congratulations. So we can see Aringzord going up to 37 and Korbor going up to 48. We can see Korbor still grasping the lead firmly from, I would say, Anoraf ends mostly. Let's go and And let's actually go back and analyze the Red Bull Churfing against Big Wolf Rescue blocking dice rolls, the ones I forgot before. So yeah, we're falling back just to cover everything. We can see the 8 skulls and 9 pows from the Red Bull Churfing with one aggressive reroll, which were 2 pushes, which probably I would say, no, we cannot really tell because there are so many results and Blood Bowl doesn't make them in order, so never mind. We got, anyway, an aggressive reroll from Bart and Berthold, as I was saying. We've got a lot of 1 in 9s, which shouldn't be a problem considering the high amount of blocks in the team. We've got a 1 in 36 from Smack's Ghostbane, one of the Hobgoblins, being rerolled. And let's see here. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for the Red Bull Chorfing blocking dices. For the Big Wolf Rescue blocking dices, we've got 6 skulls and 18 pows on the board. So let's see here. We've got an aggressive reroll from Joe the Exotic, which were 2 pushes being rerolled. Then there's another aggressive reroll here from Antle the Doctor, which, if I'm correct, is the Flash Golem, which was still 2 pushes being rerolled into probably a POW, unless it's this push here. Alright, okay, so now everything is complete. We can move on to the 4th match of the week. It's the Hightune Hustlers against the very Necromantic Necros. What there is to be said about this match, it was absolutely surprising while I was playing it. I'm sure Eringzor didn't really enjoy it. I got some sheer amount of luck, and I still want to congratulate myself with Eringzord for being able to qualify for the Challenger Cup, even with this loss. We're going to analyze everything here. So the Hightune Hustlers were they were running for the playoffs ticket. To be able to run for them, Wanchi had to lose or draw his match, and Eringzord had to win. We have seen that quite the opposite happened. Let's analyze what happened here. So it's a 2-0 victory for the very necromantic Necros, and we've got for the Hightune Hustlers 2 passes and 3 armor breaks against the very necromantic Necros, 2 touchdowns, 8 armor breaks, and 1 expulsion. We can see the MVP on Alan Sheriff for the Hightune Hustlers, the sidestep, tackle, if I'm correct, dodge, diving, tackle, blitzer. And then we've got an MVP on GMAN, the guard block zombie for the very necromantic Necros. Moving to the statistics, we can see the very necromantic Necros keeping the ball with an 81% of ball possession. We can see a 56% of occupation of opponent's half and a 25% of occupation of own half from the very romantic Necros, so I was playing very aggressively, while we can see the Hightune Hustlers with a 12% of occupation of own half, so they got scored and then they got sacked. We can see 2 successful passes and catches from the Hightune Hustlers, then we've got 19 blocks from the Hightune Hustlers against the 33 blocks from the very necromantic Necros. Out of those, the Hightune Hustlers managed to deal 1 KO, while the very necromantic Necros dealt 4 KOs. We can see the very necromantic Necros running 100 yards, while the Hightune Hustlers ran 22 yards. We can see, however, that the Hightune Hustlers suffered 4 self-sustained casualties, self-dealt casualties. I've already forgot the term. So we can see Hightune Hustlers quite dealing themselves the damage, which is failed dodges, if I remember correctly, a huge amount of failed dodges, and maybe something else. We can see the Hightune Hustlers with 5 SPPs on Alan Sheriff and 2 SPPs on John Wayne Beresford, while for the very necromantic Necros we've got 5 SPPs on Jipamon and 6 SPPs on Wolfguard the Harbinger. For the D6s, on the Hightune Hustler side, we've got 28 ones and 19 sixes. What does this mean? As you've seen before, and as we're going to analyze now, Eringsord suffered a lot of casualties and a lot of KOs, so not only he had 10 less sixes than once, but also those sixes and those 29 fives ended up in his own armor rolls and his own injury and casualty rolls. So let's go and analyze here. We've got 13 failure on armor rolls with 6. No, wait, where is it? Oh, there it is. Yeah, with 6 failed injury rolls, which ended up in 6 failed casualty rolls. So it's like it's a 0% of successful casualty rolls. This is just to explain what the Iton Masters had to deal with during this match. We can see 8 failed dodges, which were quite deadly, with 26 successful dodges. We can see 1 failed GFI with 4 successful GFIs. We can see a fireball being thrown by me with 2 failures and 2 successful rolls. We can see 2 failed catches with 4 successful catches. Then we've got 6 failed KO rolls with 2 successful KO rolls, so this was unfortunate as well. We can see 2 failed pickups with 2 successful pickups, and then we've got 2 successful passes, as we said before, with 1 successful leap. Moving to the very necromantic necros dices, we can see very few d6s being thrown with 10 ones and 10 sixes, usual stuff in the middle. We can see 4 failed armor rolls out of 9. Out of those 4 failures, we can see 1 injury, which didn't end up in a casualty roll. We can see 4 failed catches with 1 successful catch. We can see 1 failed GFIs with 3 successful GFIs. We've got 1 successful KO roll with no failures. We got 2 successful pickup rolls, 1 successful and 1 failed pass rolls, and then we got 1 failed dodge with no successful dodges and 1 jump up roll being successful. For the blocking dices, we've got on the Iton Master side 6 skulls and 10 pows. We can see a lot of 1 in 9s which were accepted, and quite a row of POWs. We can also see 1 in 36 being accepted. So no rerolls on the blocking game, however also a lot of skulls and buff downs being accepted. Moving to the very necromantic necros blocking dices, we've got 7 skulls and 14 POWs. Let's see here, and a lot of defender stumble, 21 defender stumbles. We can see here the first column of defender stumbles and POWs. We can see 2 aggressive reroll, both of them were double pushes. We can see the Wheat throwing some 1 in 9 and the Wolf throwing some 1 in 9 being accepted, so no reroll. Then we've got the Wolf rolling 1 in 36 being rerolled. So this was the dice analysis of the match. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. As we said, a 2-0 victory for the Necromantic Necros. So while I fetched the team development, I want to say that it was yeah, I really enjoyed playing against Eringsord. I enjoyed way less how the match went. Speaking about dices, of course it was fun for me, but you know, it's not good when you win because the dices are quite. You can see when they are against your opponent. Let's go and check the Toon Hustler team development. So we've got an MNG on Matt Ricochet. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. We've got a loss in Fan Factor going back to 9. And we've got an MNG on Matt Ricochet. We've got a movement bust on Norberto Saluno, which was the movement plus catcher. So now it's balanced out with a movement bust, movement plus catch piece. However, it also costs 180k in team value. I don't know if you'll keep him. I probably wouldn't, but at the same time the treasury doesn't allow too much for expenses right now, especially because we can see another bad injury here from Darren Peacock Death, which is an armor bust onto the block dodge sidestep Lino. Then we've got an MNG on Alan Sheriff, the blitzer we've seen before, the blitzer who got the MVP. and then the other players already had injuries on themselves. So I would say that the injury on Alberto Saluno is probably the worst one that happened during this match, and one that is probably going to affect Zord's capabilities to proceed in the Challenger Cup, considering he basically lost his one-turn touchdown threat. What can we tell about this team going to the Challenger Cup? We can tell that his first match is surely going to be absolute hell. I don't know who is his opponent, but if he ends up against a tackle team like Dwarfs or Chaos Dwarfs or something on that area, surely he's going to have some difficulties dealing with it with this team. So now he's probably thinking how to spend the treasury. I would say that his priority now would be making sure to have the right team for the opponent he's going to face in match 1. Let's see for the level ups. So we've got Alessandro Pistole being close to a level up with just 1 SPP away, which is just 1 pass. Let's see here, do we have anyone else? No, not really. So yeah, it's pretty much the only player close to a level up in his first match of the Challenger Cup. And that's pretty much it for the team development of the Icon Hustlers. Let's go to the very Necromantic Necrostine development. So we got an increase of fun factor going up to 8 and no level ups whatsoever. So who is close to the for another level up for the next season? We got the one and the other one, the 2 Flash Golem, both 1 MVP away from the level up, with the other one being just 1 SPP away. Then we can see, let's see here, a lot of zombies being 5 SPPs. And that's pretty much it. So no real team development, no real skills to be chosen soon, except for the Flash Golems if they get the MVP. This was the team development. Let's go and check the predictions for this match. So the winner of this prediction are Draconius and Wanchi. Congratulations. I'm going to send your points right now. And up to 37, I'm recording Ironzord for Draconius, and then going to assign the point to Wanchi. Getting close to Foiger. Will Wanchi reach Foiger in this day of predictions? Alright. Let's move to the next match. We got the Action All-Stars against the REBBL Vaporwelves. Oops. Alright. Yeah, sorry, I was opening up OBS to make sure everything was working. We've got, as I was saying, Action All-Stars against the REBBL Vaporwelves. It's a victory for the REBBL Vaporwelves with a 1-0 victory. We can see from the Action All-Stars 1 pass, 12 armor breaks and 1 interception, while from the REBBL Vaporwelves we can see 1 touchdown and 5 armor breaks. We can see from Action All-Stars side the MVP on John Wack IV, which is the block armor plus lineman. Then we've got on the REBBL Vaporwelves the MVP on Aleaias Rimmel, the block dodge fend, movement bust, AG bust, armor bust lineman. Let's move to the statistics. So for the REBBL Vaporwelves, we've got a 50% of ball possession against the 25% of ball possession from the Action All-Stars. We can see the 12-12 occupation from the Action All-Stars, so split in half. And we've got quite the opposite on the REBBL Vaporwelves, with a 43% of ball possession in the opponent's half, with just a 6% of ball possession in its own half. So we can see the REBBL Vaporwelves being extremely aggressive during this match, and it paid off. We can see from the Action All-Stars one pass, 1 successful catch, and 1 successful interception against the Elves. We can also see 67 blocks from the Action All-Stars against the 23 blocks from the REBBL Vaporwelves. Out of those 67 blocks, we've got 2 KOs being inflicted and 1 injury being inflicted from the Action All-Stars, and then we've got 1 injury being inflicted from the REBBL Vaporwelves. However, we can also see on the REBBL Vaporwelves a lot of self-sustained KOs, with a total of 3 self-sustained KOs, and we've got 2 self-sustained casualty from the Rebel Vaporwaves. For the SPPs, we've got 5 SPPs on John Wack 4th, 2 SPPs on Marty Rips III, 1 SPP on Brian Kills Jr., and 2 SPPs on Roger Murdoch III for the Action All-Stars. For the Rebel Vaporwaves, we've got 5 SPPs on Aleaias Rimmel, 2 SPPs on Strawberry Station, and 3 SPPs on Vantage Right on Time. Onto dice rolls. So we've got, let's see here, 22 ones and 19 sixes for the Action All-Stars. So not too many too great d6s. We can see 4 failed GFIs with 3 successful GFIs, pretty bad, actually way below average. We can see 6 failed armor rolls with 13 successful armor rolls, which ended up in which ended up in 1 failed injury roll, which ended up in 2 casualties. Yeah, I'm just trying to get it right. It's a bit difficult. We can see 3 failed dodges with 5 successful dodges. We can see 3 failed pickups with 4 successful pickups. We've got 3 failed wild animal rolls onto the Yeti with 12 successful wild animal rolls. We can see 1 loner roll being successful with no failures. We can see 1 successful interception, as we said before. We can see 2 failed dauntless roll with 1 successful dauntless roll. We've got 1 failed jump up roll with 1 successful jump up roll. Then we've got 1 successful pass and 1 successful catch. Also, there's another page. We've got 2 failed KO rolls, and we've got 1 successful bribe. Moving on to the Rebel Vaporwaves d6s, we got 24 ones against the 28 sixes. We can see 10 failed dodges with 42 successful dodges. We've got 14 failed armor rolls, which ended up in 5 injuries, which ended up in 4 casualties. Then we've got 17 successful GFIs with no failures. Then we've got 1 failed KO roll with 3 successful KO rolls. We've got a fireball being thrown on the pitch. Then we've got 3 failed catch rolls. We've got 3 failed pickups with 6 successful pickups. Then we've got 2 failed passes with 1 successful pass, which still didn't end up in a catch. And we've got, no, that's pretty much it. Moving to the blocking dices. We've got 22 skulls against 19 pals. We can see a 1 in 36 being accepted by the Yeti. We can see a lot of pushes. We can see a 1 in 9 being rerolled. And a 1 in 9 being accepted. And a lot of 1 in 9s being accepted in general, but it's Norse, so they aren't really that scary. So it's only the Yeti who suffered a bit during this match, blocking wise. Then on the Rebel Vaporwave side, we've got 7 skulls and 5 pals. We can see an aggressive reroll here, buff down push being rerolled, and that's pretty much it. We can also see Kitsune Moonlight accepting a buff down. Yeah, there's not really much else to tell about the Rebel Vaporwave's blocking game. So this was the dice analysis of the Rebel Vaporwaves against the Action All-Stars, and it's a 1-0 victory for the Rebel Vaporwaves. Let's go and check team development of the two teams. Let's see here. Alright, so we've got 2 level ups on the Action All-Stars, which are on Marty Rips III and on John Wack IV. Marty Rips III being a rookie Ulf Werner, and John Wack IV being the lineman we've seen before with Armor Plus and block and a niggling injury, if I'm correct. But we don't know the level ups because Draconius hasn't took them yet. So he's going to carry those level ups to the next season, I would guess, and choose them based on his first opponent. That's quite a wise move. We can see, however, 1 level up we haven't analyzed last week, which is on Gabriel Crush. getting piling on his Mighty Blow, Sidestep, Dodge, Berserker. Very nice level up. And this guy played during this match. Moving to the REBBL Vaporwares team development, we've got an increase in fun factor going up to 7. Then we can see some injuries here. We've got Upadgalad Shaladev getting a movement bust on his block dodge guard lineman, and we've got a niggling injury on Erinaton Gallon Linde. Let's see here. Is there any player close to level up? Yeah, it's a Strawberry Station, the movement bust kicker, being just 1 SPP away from his level up. Then we can also see Yariten PHK being 1 MVP away, the block catcher, and that's pretty much it. Yeah. Let's go and check the prediction board. It should be up right now with me trying to get the results. So the winner of this match prediction is me. Nice. I'm gonna send a point to myself right now. There it is. Going up to the points of Beer Monkey. I would say, if I'm correct, that we can now define core. No, wait. No, there's still a rivalry match in this week, so we cannot really tell. So let's go and check the next match. We've got the Dark Mode for the win against Roughing the Ref. Did I close it? Yes, I did. Alright, so let's see here. We've got a Dark Mode for the win against Roughing the Ref, and it's a 1-0 victory for the Dark Mode for the win. What does this mean? It means that Major Bud is qualified for the Challenger Cup. He's got his ticket, so he's going to play alongside Herringzord for the Challenger Cup title. This is going to be interesting. Actually, as I said before, Herringzord was running for the playoff ticket, while Major Byte was running for the Challenger Cup ticket, which means that Major Byte actually is the coach who stole the ticket from the hands of REBBL Llama. So we can see from the Dark Mode for win, 1 touchdown, 1 pass, and 14 armor breaks. Then against the Roughing the Ref, 12 armor breaks and 1 expulsion. We can see the MVP for Dark Mode for win going to VS Code, the Blitzer, which is a Strength plus Mighty Blow take-hold piece. Very nice piece. Then we've got on Roughing the Ref side an MVP on 11 Fingers Jackson, a rookie goblin. Moving on to the statistics, we can see the Dark Mode for the win, getting a 56% of ball possession, with a 25% in his own half and a 31% in the opponent's half. So fairly split, slightly aggressive. Then we can see the Roughing the Ref having the ball all the time in their own half, which means the Dark Mode for the win managed to push them back all the time. We can see and also protecting the ball. We can see 1 successful pass and catch from the Dark Mode for win, and we've got 34 blocks succeeded from the Dark Mode for win against the 29. We can see Major Byte team dealing 6 KOs and 3 injuries against the Roughing the Ref, 2 KOs and 1 injury. We can also see the Dark Mode for win running 94 yards against the 42 from Roughing the Ref. We can see, if I'm correct, 7 KO sustained. Okay, so we've got 1 self-sustained KO from Roughing the Ref. For the SVPs, we've got 5 SVPs on VS Code, 1 SVP on WebStorm, 3 SVPs on Regex 101, 4 SVPs on Rider, and 2 SVPs on VES 2019 for Dark Mode for win. Then for Roughing the Ref, we got 5 SVPs on 11 Fingers Jackson and 2 SVPs on Pink Eyes. Moving on to the dice floors, we've got the D6s, For the dark mode for a win, it's 17 ones against 15 sixes, with the average stuff in the middle. We can see 3 failed pickups with 3 successful pickups. We've got 4 failed dodges with 15 successful dodges. We've got 10 failed armor rolls with 18 successful armor rolls. Out of those 10 failed armor rolls, we've got 3 injury rolls, which ended up in 1 casualty roll. We can see 2 failed catches and 2 successful catches. We can also see 9 successful GFIs with no failures. We've got 1 failed diving tackle roll, and then we've got 1 successful pass roll. Moving on to the roughing the ref dissectors. We've got 39 ones and 37 sixes, with a lot of dices in the middle. We can see 43 twos, 49 threes, 33 fours, and 36 fives. I'm analyzing these dices because we can see roughing the ref quite had to deal with a lot of stuff during this match. We can see 17 failure on armor rolls, which ended up in 6 injuries, which ended up in 3 casualties. However, we can also see 7 successful KO rolls, so no KO stayed out of the match. We can see 19 successful GFIs with just 1 failed GFI. We can see 2 successful pickups with no failures. We can see 3 failed catches with 6 successful catches. We've got 4 failed dodges with 7 successful dodges. We've got 2 failed landings, which means 2 gobos were thrown. I think thrown, something like that. However, both of them couldn't stick to the landing. They need some hair school lessons. We can see 6 really stupid rolls with 21 successful really stupid rolls. We can see 2 failed pro rolls with 4 successful pro rolls. We can see 2 always angry successful rolls, 1 throw teammate successful rolls, and 1 failed throw teammate roll. So both of them didn't stick to the landing, and just one was actually thrown dead. Then we can see the 1 inaccurate pass being successful, of course referring to the Goblin Wing throw. We can see 3 failures on the chainsaw. This is quite bad. We can see 1 failed loner roll, and we've got 2 successful bribes. Moving on to the blocking dices. For the dark mode for win, we've got 15 skulls against 14 pows, and then we've got here 3 dice from VS Code, the Strength Plus Blitzer, getting a skull buff down. This is, I mean, he has block, so it's not a problem, but it's still quite unfortunate. And then we've got 1 in 6 from Discord being rerolled into what I guess is this POW. So a nice reroll. We can see 1 in 36 being rerolled. Then we've got a Skull Push being rerolled, which we don't know if it was uphill or if it was actually a 2 dice from him. So we don't know if this is an aggressive or defensive roll. And then we got double push being rerolled, so it's an aggressive reroll here. Moving to roughing the ref blocking dices, we got 15 skulls and 13 pows with some 1 dices. We've got a 1 in 6 being accepted from 11 Fingers Jackson. Then we've got a 1 in 6 being rerolled into a push. A lot of bows here and there with a lot of pushes, and that's pretty much it, except for Mr. Twister being forced to accept a buff down against the Firefox developer tools. I don't think Mr. Twister has block. This was a 3 dice, being a buff down skull. Right, and this was the dice analysis of the match. So as we said before, it's dark mode for win against the roughing the ref, and it's a 1-0 victory for the dark mode for win. Let's go and analyze the team development of the 2 teams. So we've got an increase in fan factor for Major Bite team, going up to 11, but no real level ups. Level ups is probably something he wanted on at least, I would say, VS 2019, because, you know, going up for the Challenger Cup, you want as many developed players as you can get. So for close level ups, we've got a Rejects 101 being 1 SPP away, so it's just one pass from the Witch Elf. Then we've got, as we just said, 1 SPP away from VS 2019, which is a block guard blitzer. And then we've got Slack, the guard lineman, being just 5 SPPs away from his level up. And also Reddit Night Mode, the movement bust dodge block lineman, being 1 touchdown away for his level up. So it's 3 level ups he can get if he's really interested into getting all 3 of them. He can still get them fairly easily in the first match of the Challenger Cup. I don't think he will try to level up Ready Night Mode, but the other 2 guys surely he wants those level ups to go up into the Challenger Cup. Let's go and check for the Rough in the Ref. So we can see no change at all for the Rough in the Ref team. As I was saying, Mr. Twister doesn't have the block skill and is the fanatic, which means that when he threw those 3 dices, he actually lost his fanatic from the pitch, getting probably, I would say, a KO, which got up and he paid the bribe for it. About the team, we can see for level ups, Tweedledum being 1 injury away for his level up, the troll with guard. And then we can see 11 Fingers Jackson, the goblin who got the MVP now, who just need a pass. I would say we can say Lispilary, however, his movement bust, the rookie goblin. Then we've got a Runny Nose, who is still 2 SVPs away from his very much expected level up. We're probably going to see that later on in the future. I would hope so. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, Roughing the Ref being the team now as it is, and didn't change during the course of this match. Alright, let's go and check the prediction board. Let's see here. Major bite against Foiger. There it is. So the winner of this match prediction are Zord, Anoraf, Draconios, me, Corbor, and Beer Monkey. Congratulations, I'm going to assign your points right now. Let's see here. Okay, so it's Zord. I'm already going to give the point to Draconios since I have it in front of me. Then we got Anoraf. She's right here. And then there's me, Corbor, and Beer Monkey. Alright. So there's only 1 match left, and it's a rivalry match if I'm correct. Let me check real quick. Yeah, exactly. There's only 1 match and it's a rivalry match. So for the prediction board, we can see me and Beer Monkey on a head-to-head for the 3rd place, so for the podium of this competition. We can see Anoraf and Corbor being 3 points away from each other, with Anoraf needing those 3 points to recover Corbor and draw, and while Corbor needs to get the prediction right of the next match to actually win this competition. So yeah, quite exciting. As you can guess, I don't check the results before doing the stream. I discovered them during the stream. So I'm going to see very soon who won. Let's move to the last match of the week. It's the Manor Muppets against the Graph Billy's Vendetta, which is, if I'm correct, Chubstep against, of course I'm missing it, against Beer Monkey. Alright, so for the Manor Muppets, okay, so it's a 1-0 victory for Chubstep team, Manor Muppets, with 1 touchdown, 20 armor breaks, and 1 expulsion. against the Graf Billy's Vendetta 1 pass and 8 armor breaks. We can see the MVP going on Animal, the Mighty Blow, Take Hold, piling on AG plus, Movement plus, Blitzer, a beast of a piece. It's quite literally an animal now. He only needs, I would guess, I don't know, some strange stuff like Frenzy or, something that quite goes with the name, but, it's way too far to get another level up. And we can see for Graf Billy's Vendetta MVPs, the MVP on really Graf Billy. The block, there's an injury here, Beastman, being just 1 SPP away from another level up. Going for the statistics of the match, we've got equally ball possession. So we can see both of the coaches getting a 43% of ball possession. However, we can see the Menor Muppets occupying for the 37% of that ball possession the opponent's half, while we can see Graf Billy's Vendetta having all of his occupation on his own half. So Graf Billy's Vendetta had to defend the ball and couldn't really move forward onto the opponent's side. We can see 43 blocks successful from the Menor Muppets against the 39 blocks successful from Graf Billy's Vendetta. We can see 11 KOs and 2 injuries inflicted from the Menor Muppets against the just 1 injury inflicted from the Graf Billy Vendetta. Is there anything else to say? Yes, the Graf Billy's Vendetta suffered a self-sustained casualty. Let's go to the SPPs. We've got 5 SPPs on Animal, 3 SPPs on the Swedish Chef, and 4 SPPs on Gonzo for the Menor Muppets, while we've got 5 SPPs on Really Graf Billy, 1 SPP on the Watcha, and 2 SPPs on the Bondsman for Graf Billy's Vendetta. Moving on to the dice rolls. For the Menor Muppets, the 6s, we've got 16 ones and 21 6s. Yes, I spelled that correctly, right? We've got 8 failures on armor rolls with 22 successful armor rolls. Out of those 8 failures, we've got 1 injury, which ended up in 2 casualties. I really don't know how this works. I would guess it's the mage or the serfs that make this stuff happening. We can see 1 failed GFI with 4 successful GFIs. We've got 1 failed pickup with 3 successful pickups. We've got a fireball being thrown. We can see 1 failure on... my bad. We've got 1 failure on Bonehead with 11 successful Boneheads. And that's pretty much it. For the Graf Billy's Vendetta D6s, we've got 23 ones and 26 sixes. We can see 2 failures on pickups with 2 successful pickups. We can see why are they so sorry, the data here is quite messed up in their order. So we got 18 failures on armor rolls with 3 which ended up in 3 injuries, which ended up in 2 casualties. And then we've got 4 failures on KO rolls with 9 successful KO rolls. And then we've got, let's see here, 9 failed dodges with 2 successful dodges. And then we've got 1 successful pass, 1 failed GFIs with 2 successful GFIs, and 1 successful catch. Moving to the blocking dices. For the Menor Muppets, we've got 11 skulls and 18 pows. We can see a skull push being rerolled, so I would guess, just guess, but this is an aggressive reroll. Then we've got a 1 in 9 being rerolled. I would say another aggressive reroll, considering it's always animal throwing these blocks. The first page is just animal throwing blocks, that's it. So it's another 1 in 9 being rerolled aggressively. And then we've got the other players. So a lot of both downs being accepted, but I would guess it's from block players. I would assume it's from block players. We've got a 1 in 9 from Kermit the Frog being accepted. So we've got only aggressive rerolls from Animal in the whole match. 2 to be exact in the number. Now for Graf Billy's Vendetta, blocking dices, we've got 18 skulls and 20 pows. Let's see here, anything strange? We've got, that's 1 in something something. So we can see the Preacher throwing 3 dice, being a skull, both down, being rerolled into a skull, both down skull. So this is definitely not something that Beer Monkey wanted for this match. Like this has probably hit him more in the spirit than anything else. And we can see 1 in 9 still from the Preacher being rerolled. So this was really not the match for the Preacher, let's be honest. He's got some powers here, but he had to deal with some stuff. Then we've got a 1 in 36 from Shrunken Bob being rerolled. And that's pretty much it. So I would say defensive rerolls overall, considering the fact that he had to accept both down. Alright, and this was the dice analysis of the match. So as we said, it's a 1-0 victory for the Menor Muppets, and this was the last match of the season for me to recap. I feel a bit sad and already slightly nostalgic. And this is not a tear in my eyes, I'm just not crying. Alright, so the winner of this prediction, and this is incredibly important, are Draconius and Corbor. Congratulations to both of you. Alright, so as you can guess, we have a winner while I assign the point. Going to assign the point to Draconius, going up to 41. And then we've got Corbor going up and reaching and going over the 50s. So it's a 52%. So I was going to say percentage. It's a 52 points score. So this is our prediction board, which I cannot make any bigger without going off screen. So the winner of the prediction board and the title of Wise Seer are assigned to Corbor. Congratulations! Yay! I don't have sound effects. I'm sorry. Maybe I can give you some music. Let's see if I can get it done.
Has been lost. All of the online networks are down.
Alright, so that was pretty much it. I'm not going to make this thing too much trash, although we Italians are known for our trash TV. Anyway, so congratulations Corbor for your points, for having played and having won your Wise Seer title. I'm going to tag you in the Discord channel soon about this, if you're not watching the stream or you're watching the VOD later on. And let's analyze the rest of the prediction board. So we can see who's got the second place. So the second place is to Anoraf. Congratulations, Anoraf. It was a very close, very close challenge. If you got the last one right and Corbor didn't, that would have been a draw. And I honestly had no way to find a way to give someone the title. So unfortunate for you, but slightly lucky for me. No, anyway, it was great to see you and all the support you've given me in Discord during this season. I really appreciated that. Then for the third place, it's actually a draw, so we can see me and Beer Monkey sharing the third place of the podium for this run, which was the prediction board. So yeah, both of us got the third place. Then let's see the rest of the board. We can see for the mid-table, let's call it mid-table, Draconius being at 41, so fourth place, not bad, with Eringzord being to 38, so, being fifth. So Eringzord was very close to steal the fourth place from Draconius, but this didn't happen because Draconius got the rivalry match of this week. So congratulations, Draconius, for your exact prediction on the last match and for the prediction you got right during this competition. The same goes to Beer Monkey, of course, who got the third place. And consolations, Ironzord. We've got analyzed predictions from Ironzord, so we can see Ironzord being in the first place for at least, if I'm correct, the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season, and then unfortunately not getting those predictions up back again. So very well played, and maybe next time. Yeah, I mean, you have the eye for it. Erlingsson really has a good eye for predictions. So we're maybe in another competition, if another recapper does this thing, is going to actually win the title, whatever the title will be named, of course. Then we've got, let's see here. Um, da-da-da. We got Fierluxia with 25. Am I missing someone in between? My eyes are getting crossed a bit. Okay, no, so then there's Fierluxia with 25 points in their predictions. And then we've got the other people who have decided to join us. So we've got Wanchi with his 10 points, usually not playing for the leaderboard, clearly playing for, for instance, for the fun of seeing which prediction got right. Didn't play in all matches, of course. However, he got 10 points, and it's quite good considering he usually only um, voted in the matches he played, or in the matches memes, as I would call them, considering the discussions we had on Discord. And also for Igar beating actually Wanchi at 12. So Wanchi not being able to get 3 points onto Fuiger to go over him. So thank you everyone who joined the prediction board. It was great fun for me. Sure, it took me some free time, but it was worth it in the end. I've seen some competition, and that really cheered me up. I didn't. I didn't. No, I did not miss anyone. All right, and that's pretty much it for the prediction board. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so let's go to the leaderboard stuff. We have already analyzed some of the stuff during this episode of the recaps, but we're still going to um, have an eye to the leaderboard. As we said, we've got Wanchi with his playoff ticket, going with a very strong team. I wouldn't be surprised if Wanchi managed to get to the semifinals or the finals, considering his team is quite literally flawless. So we can see he well deserved it. If I'm correct, he didn't lose a single match. If I'm correct, this should be the losses. So it's technically he's still on a winning streak, or at least in a no-loss streak since the beginning, and this could really well end up all the way to the grand finale of the playoffs. So this is quite interesting. I'm rooting and cheering for Wanchi's win because it was in our division, of course, and I grew quite attached to every team in this season. And we can see leading with 31 points. So congratulations again, Wanchi. I'm going to give you some music, some random music, because I don't know what happens. Hot damn indeed. Then we've got for the playoffs for the playoff cutoffs tickets, something like that. My English is terrible today with me. Going to Eringsord and Major Bite. So congratulations to our admin team, because they're both admins of the REBBL, qualifying for the playoffs ticket. Sorry, the yeah, that's where I was wrong. It's the Challenger Cup cut-off tickets. I did it. Now my English is going to restore slightly. Uh, so it's Eringsord and Major Bite going up to the Challenger Cup, both of them. So as we've seen, Eringsord is going to deal with a very tough first match for his Challenger Cup, while Major Bite is in a way better position. And it's High Elf and Dark Elves, so it's both Elven teams. I put them in my predictions for the chance of winning the Blood Bowl free copy, but also because not just for that, but also because as I said for Wanchi, who I put for the winner for the playoff ticket, I also put both Airing Zord and Major Bite for the Challenger Cup cut-off tickets. Final tier for the win of the competition. Okay, yeah. Today I'm very tired, apparently. So we can see for Eringsord, we've got a streak of 8-3, while for Major Bite we have a score of 7-4-2, which is, considering Wanchi 940, it's 31, 26, and 25 points. Then moving up, we've got what I call the mid-table. So the other 4 players who didn't qualify, but surely deserves a mention for their efforts. So here we have REBBL Llama, who couldn't get his Challenger Cup cut-off ticket. I want to spend a couple of words for him. You did great. I really enjoy following your team, REBBL Llama. It was an interesting season, very unfortunate in the end, but still you put the effort, you put the team. Your team was very scary, especially in the beginning, and so I would say that you still deserve a round of applause for keeping the things interesting right until the last week of the season. Then we can see on 5th, 6th, and 7th place Chubstep, Dusk Bunny, and Anoraf. Congratulations, you made your team famous, prestigious. You're still in the top spots of the competition, and you're probably, I would say probably, going to upgrade to the 3rd or 2nd division in the next seasons, depending on availability and so on. Then we've got for the 8th place Beer Monkey, on the 9th place me. Then there's on 10th place Corbor, at 11th place Draconius, at the 12th place Fiadeluxia, and at the 13th place Veigar, and at last position Morales, due to his laptop breaking down. So this was a great season. I really enjoyed it, and I'm just glad that everyone could enjoy it with a recapper, which was me. I did my best. I hope you enjoyed these recaps, these votes. I'm going to cry right after I close the Steam, maybe even earlier when I just leave some music on, because this was great. I've been through many things during these weeks, and being able to have a place in the REBBL 12, REBBL being the great place and the great community it is, just being a small part in it was something that definitely gave me some satisfaction and happiness in my life. Unfortunately, I don't think I will be able to continue, mostly because of the house I'm living in, which caused some issues. And until we can get some works done in the house, I probably won't be able to keep doing recaps. After that, I could return to do recaps for GMAN. That would be an amazing thing to do. I would really love and enjoy doing that, and maybe even some live streams about my matches or the other players' matches. So we'll see. We'll see what this new year will bring us. I hope it brings you happiness. I hope all coaches can get stuff done this year, considering how last year went. I really do hope everyone will stay safe, everyone will be happy, everyone will enjoy their Blood Bowl matches. I hope all of you will get sixes and POWs and no failures on GFIs and no failures on catch rolls, a lot of successful armor rolls, and so on to all of you. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's nothing more to say about what there is to be said. I uploaded on Discord some 4K resolution screens of your teams with the comparison between the start of the season and the end of the season. However, I tried to get them up and running on normal resolution, and they don't work. I had to keep my computer connected to the TV because of back pains. So I needed my chair because I was developing some very terrible back pains connected to other stuff you don't need to know. So that's the only reason why we are not analyzing the difference between the start and the end of the season teams. However, you can check it by yourself and maybe add notes, do something. I've left the lower corner, the lower left corner, available for doing whatever you want. You can put sponsor, you can put the picture of your team, you can put some very happy things, happy little trees. You can paint it as you wish. It's yours for the taking on our Discord channel until it's closed. So grab your copy of your team development from the beginning to the end in the Discord channel. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to be said, which makes me very, very sad, but at the same very, very happy, because when one REBBL season ends, another REBBL season begins, and also playoffs and challenger cups. So we're going to see all of that stuff later on during the next months. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the show. I wish all of you some very, very good times in the REBBL. Both the admins, both the players, everyone. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. This was Mattivi96, recapping your whole season, and I'm just really sad to go. I almost don't want to go, but we all have to. So thank you again, and I hope to see you on the pitch in the next season. Bye bye!